Hey, you, what are you doing here? If you're checking us out, it means one of two things. Either you've determined that live video is the way to grow your business, and the next step is to find the best webinar platform to get you and your brand to the world, or you've already got a webinar platform, and they suck. And by that I mean, it's too hard to use, they're too unreliable, they're too freaking expensive. I mean, that's right, when you think of webinars, you're figuring on having to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month because that's what other platforms are charging. And maybe you can even make that work for you, but good grief, there has to be a better way, right? Right, the all-new WebinarJam. WebinarJam is it, the most advanced webinar platform in the world and one of the least expensive, and that's not a coincidence. Look, even just a few years ago, streaming video on the internet was so complex, unreliable, and cutting edge, it had to have a high price tag. Companies like GoToWebinar built their infrastructure back then and priced their product to match. That's why you got used to ridiculously high prices, clunky downloads, and lackluster presentation. I mean, look at the hardware these guys are running. There's no need for that. The internet is more like a utility these days. Bandwidth is cheaper than gas, and a heck of a lot cheaper than bottled water. All it took was for a company to build from scratch a platform that takes advantage of the latest technology to give you the webinar you deserve at the price you can afford. Finally, webinars for everybody. Because now it's not just the TED Talk presenter or the Goldman Sachs speaker who can afford to do webinars. It's you the teacher, explaining marketing techniques to a remote class, or dozens of remote classes with the ability to bring in half a dozen guest lecturers. It's you, the insurance broker, telling your clients around the country what a new healthcare bill might mean for them. It's you, the business coach, helping dozens of entrepreneurs make their start with plug-and-play videos and slides backing up your talking points. It's you, the author, giving hundreds, even thousands of eager fans a taste of your new mystery thriller, and then sending them to your online store. It's you, the human resources manager, onboarding a group of new employees at divisions around the world, explaining their benefits package and their office hours. It's you, the Etsy merchant, selling custom-made jewelry from reclaimed metal, who wants to share your work and collaborate with other artists. It's you, the nutritionists, making the perfect antioxidant life-lengthening smoothie on air. And it's you, the fitness coach, don't know what that is, talking to your students through the routine of their lives, whether they live in Brazil or Bali. This is your chance, whether you're just starting out with webinars or if you're getting pounded by the cost of doing webinars with everybody else. This is your chance to grow your business, attract new customers, increase your email marketing reach, lower your marketing and traffic costs, boost your sales conversion and profits, and create a respected brand. This is what webinars for everybody with the all-new WebinarJam can do for you. All right, I see I've gotten your attention. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, this sounds good. So what is this experience going to be like for me? Is there a hassle setting this up? Do I have to download something? Do I have to be a computer genius? No. Everybody can do this. Check it out. With our express setup, you can be on air broadcasting in less than 5 minutes, even if you've never done a webinar before. WebinarJam is that easy to use, especially because our training videos and deep knowledge base hold your hand through every step of the way. Starting your first webinar campaign is a snap because we give you tons of pre-made registration templates, and our cutting-edge page creation system lets you modify those templates extensively to customize them for your business, your brand, your look and feel. No web designer or webmaster required. Once you're on air, you're the conductor, you're the star. Share your screen and demonstrate. Show your camera and interact. Upload your slideshow and videos, broadcast your presentation in high-definition video, hassle-free. Chat up your audience, share some files with them so they have your latest brochure or sales letter or handout. Plus, your audience is everybody. Doesn't matter if they're on a Mac or PC or even Linux. Doesn't matter what kind of browser they're using, and it doesn't matter if they're on a mobile device using iOS or an Android device. There's no download required. Our system even adjusts for attendees that have different qualities of internet bandwidth. And you don't have to do a thing. It's all done for you intelligently and automatically and privately and securely. And by the way, let's say that you've already got an audience on Facebook or YouTube. We can get you there too. Combining the power of those destinations, with the rich set of features you can only get from WebinarJam. You heard me right. The all-new WebinarJam will send your virtual seminar room right to your Facebook live stream and to your YouTube Live channel subscribers. No one else does that. I mean, this is a big deal. Other providers, well, they require downloads, or you have to use a specific platform or browser, and many of them have no capacity for mobile viewing. And this type of flexibility in broadcasting, forget about it. This isn't just one competitor, I'm talking about all of them. WebinarJam lets you engage with everybody, and things aren't over after the event ends. WebinarJam gives you critical performance feedback. Detailed analytics are tracked in real time in WebinarJam's cutting-edge ROI dashboard. You'll know how many registered, how many showed up, when they left, and how much each attendee is worth to your business and sales. And for those who missed your live event, you can show them an exact replay of your webinar with every important detail and get those stats for those too. And understand, this isn't a typical webinar replay. It's called a replica replay, and the results are outstanding. It's not just a video on a page, it's the whole webinar experience captured for endless new audiences to enjoy. The all-new WebinarJam was built to harness the power of live video events to grow your business. It trumps anything on the market, and it does it at a price that is literally a fraction of other less capable, less flexible software, like all the rest of them. So I saw your ears perk up when I mentioned features. You want to know what WebinarJam offers? Well, everything you could possibly need. Every presentation starts with a virtual room. It can be a little room like a classroom, it can be a big room like a theater hall, or it can be an enormous room like Wembley Stadium or the Astrodome. With WebinarJam, you get all of those rooms in one software without the sky-high rental fees. We call it the Jam Session. It's a virtual podium where you and up to 5 other presenters get together and address your infinite audience. Your audience gets to talk to you too. With our fully featured chat room during your webinar, you and your moderators can keep your fingers on the pulse and mood of the event, interact with your attendees, answer individual questions, work directly with your students or coaching clients, and have the tools to moderate it all so the focus stays on you and the presentation. Do a quick Google search for chat roll software and you'll see that it can run you around $50 a month just for a chat room. The great news is chat is included for no extra cost with the all-new WebinarJam. Now, a broadcast is only as good as its equipment. So check out the equipment that comes with every Jam Session room. Even if you're just starting out and giving your webinar solo, it has all of the tools you need to make a good presentation great. Of course, you can share your computer screen and transmit your webcam, or a combination of both. That's like picture-in-picture, just like they do on television. But let's dial it up a notch. What if you want to show pre-recorded videos, like a real-world demonstration, an interview with an industry notable, or a case study from a thrilled customer, behind-the-scenes footage from your factory floor, or maybe a new type of exercise from your fitness center to help your students get rid of those few last unwanted pounds. That's no problem with the Jam Session room, and it's easy to do. Just preload your videos and play them back for your audience at any time during your webinar. And maybe you're the kind of person that likes to deliver a perfect sales pitch or content summary at the end of your webinar. That's great, because with our video injection technology, you can pre-record just your closing, edit out any errors, tune up the pacing a little bit, enhance the tempo, maximize the urgency, and then load it into WebinarJam and use it when you're ready to turn your attendees into customers, audiences into advocates. You can teach, you can transform, you can transact. But what about the veteran presenter, or presenter with multiple collaborators? It just doesn't get any better than WebinarJam. By supporting up to 6 presenters in real time, the Jam Session engine takes advantage of the entire broadcast canvas, more like a roundtable discussion or an expert summit. You see, most webinar platforms simply show one presenter full screen, and the rest of your co-presenters are displayed as little thumbnails right along the edge. Not WebinarJam. As you add presenters, it intelligently and gracefully changes the display configuration to maximize every participant's video signal. It's simple and elegant. This is what collaboration and engagement truly looks like. And when it's time to put the focus on just one of your speakers, WebinarJam does that too with a simple click of the mouse. Let's say you want to call one of your dozens or hundreds or even thousands of attendees to the stage, right? Just like in a real seminar. Using the attendee spotlight, you can invite any of your webinar attendees to instantly become a roundtable guest, even a host or webinar presenter in your live event at any time. Let's say you're promoting a product and you've got this big fan in the audience. During your webinar, you can ask your buyer to tell you, and in telling you, tell the whole room full of webinar attendees why they purchased your offer. They can use their microphone, share their screen, or even activate their webcam and appear live to all of your attendees. So ask your great customers to share their experiences with your products. Let them tell everyone why you are the right person to trust. I mean, the possibilities are truly endless. You see a friend or a celebrity or a known person in your industry, invite them in for a few words and add to the engagement and boost your credibility. Is there an attendee with relevant experience? A fellow teacher with a story to tell? A struggling artist who can get your tips one-on-one while the other attendees watch? Bring them up and shine the spotlight on them. Now, this is absolutely amazing for question and answer sessions, for coaching, for hands-on training, and for guest appearances or demonstrations. It's great for hot seats and especially testimonials and live social proof. And you can do this on the fly too. They don't need a special link. You don't need to know in advance who you're going to pick, and you don't need to configure any special settings. You just do it and it just works. Simply add an attendee to the room with a click of a button where they can participate in high definition image and sound and are easily returned to the audience room when their interaction is over. And with the all-new WebinarJam's feedback flow, you can graphically display key questions that your attendees say in the chat room with a click of a button. So your attendee asks a question. So John says something like, "Hey, do you take PayPal?" Then you can answer it, and it shows that answer to everyone right in the live video stream, just like a network broadcast. And that's not all. Because of this new feedback flow display technology, WebinarJam also gives you social proof on steroids. With a click, transform any comment in your chat to be displayed in your stream to your audience. So with feedback flow, for instance, someone says, "I've purchased all of your products and this is the best offer yet." And you click a feedback flow button and that statement, which is pretty awesome, is now visible in your live video stream for all of your attendees to see. Yeah, it's probably gonna help you get some sales. Here's some of our brand new features that just came out. We're super excited about these. If you're a leader, a teacher, or really anyone, you want a whiteboard, right? So for example, WebinarJam's digital whiteboard lets you use your mouse or stylus to write or draw on a digital canvas, so you can deliver the exact type of information to your attendees that will give them the most impact. Because sometimes advanced concepts can be explained best with just squares, circles, and lines. And our digital whiteboard lets you annotate on any one of those signals. So if you want to draw on a screen shared website, you can. If you want to mark up a new software design, you can. If you want to teach a class on a new golf swing, you can draw right on that image or video and show them how to hit it long and straight every time. And then there's our new password protected webinars. Now you can lock down your webinar nice and tight and make sure only the right people attend. Our Fortune 100 customers love this feature, by the way. There's customizable attendee polls and surveys that let you collect the vital information about your audience that you need in order to give them the perfect information. With pay-per-view webinars, you can charge and collect a fee in order to access your event. Whether you're a rock star speaker or a professor with a specialized class, there's no better way to monetize your show. Now, are you ready to be amazed? Check out WebinarJam's active offer feature. If you've ever had an offer made to you on a webinar, you've seen that it's usually an ugly long web address that's displayed on the slide in the presentation. You can't click on it, and frankly, after all you've put into the show, it's kind of a letdown to end your webinar on such a low-tech note. WebinarJam's active offers let you display a clickable graphic right in your jam session room that will take your attendees directly to your offer. It's clean, professional, and polished, and most of all, it's customizable. Create your own artwork, save it as a file, and upload. Now that offer will be perfect for your people. You can also increase your conversions when you display a countdown timer or the number of units left, so you can drive home the urgency and importance of your special offer without sounding like a broken record. Whew. So let me just take a breath. So by now, your mind is probably churning with ideas on how to use all of these fantastic features. You're sold. Get WebinarJam and have some fun. But maybe you've heard me tell you what's in the all-new WebinarJam, and now you're a little bit intimidated. Maybe you're new to webinars, or you haven't figured out how to make them work for you yet. This is all so much, you think. How can I make this work for me? Well, my best advice is don't reinvent the wheel. We'll just give you the wheel. I mean, we'll give you the whole car. The fact is, we've done thousands of webinars. We know what works, what conveys a message, what sells a product, what engages fans, what builds brands. It is in our absolute best interest for you to be able to become a webinar expert as fast as possible. So we're gonna load you up with the hands down best webinar training you can find anywhere. You see, when you purchase the all new WebinarJam right now for a very limited time, we're adding every training program, webinar template, attendance strategy, every bit of training we've ever produced, and we're adding it at a discount that is beyond generous. So beyond generous, it's almost outrageous. So when you purchase now, in addition to a full featured all new WebinarJam account that includes all of the features, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, automatic webinar recording, so you'll never have to experience the heartbreak of delivering a killer live webinar only to discover you forgot to hit the record button. Free hosting of your webinar registration pages, webinar thank you pages, even your webinar replay page. Unlimited listings in our Webinars on Demand marketplace, which is just another great source of future registrants for your events. Unlimited customer support via our knowledge base, training tutorials, help desk, and even live customer chat. Unlimited campaigns. Set up a campaign for every event whenever you need it. Access to all current high-converting webinar registration templates for you to customize and use to fill your webinars with eager attendees. And that's just the beginning. You also get our advanced course, Webinar Genesis. It's a complete video training course that provides a step-by-step guide to killing it with webinars, turning complete beginners into seasoned pros. Now, when Webinar Genesis launched, it sold for $497, and it's included in full in this offer. But hang on, what about the PowerPoint slides for your webinars? Do you have the time to train yourself on how to make great-looking slides for your webinar? No, of course not. We want you concentrating on presenting your offer in your webinar. This next bonus alone is worth having, even if you never use our software to give a webinar. I mean, I cannot overstate its value enough. It's basically a done-for-you webinar in a box. It is accurately called the $4 million Webinar Presentation Blueprint. It's a complete set of professionally produced slides, complete with instructions and fill-in-the-blank sections. You don't need any design skills. You can just open this in PowerPoint and edit the text to match your content. There are over 100 slides in this blueprint, and you can use them all, or you can delete the slides that you don't need and customize it fully to make an amazing presentation with your content. I know that making your presentation look smart and professional is something that a lot of first-time webinar hosts worry about, and this takes care of that. And in case you were wondering, yes, the reason we've called this the $4 million blueprint is because these slides show you the exact template we've used to, so far, generate more than $4 million in webinar sales with our joint venture partners just using affiliate offers. For anyone concerned about how to structure a webinar, this takes care of that and more. It basically tells you what to say on every slide. This could have you giving your first webinar in just days from using it, days. But what about marketing your webinar? Your own list and JV partners are a good place to start, but that's just scratching the surface. What if you're just starting, or you want to go all out and fill your virtual arena to the brim? Well, we've got you covered. This report was originally called 6 Ways to Fill a Webinar, but by the time we'd finished writing it, the name was massively underselling it. This report has literally 40 different marketing strategies that you can use to get people onto your webinar. Some of these strategies can add hundreds of people, some just a handful. But when you get this report, you'll never be short of ideas for marketing your events. And best of all, the vast majority of these webinar filling strategies are either free or at extremely low cost, except for the one about hiring William Shatner to co-host your webinar. That one's kind of expensive, but if that's something you want to do, this report even shows you how to do that. It's a great read, and it's just crammed with ideas. And it's a $97 value, and it's included with your order today. But what about improving conversions on your checkout page, right? Hardly anyone ever talks about that. Let's add our Insider Report 17 Conversion Best Practices. This report will directly benefit your bottom line by showing you 17 ways to increase your sales during the checkout phase of your customer's purchase. It's a $197 value, and it's included in this bundle. And wouldn't it be great if you could accelerate your webinar presenter experience and polish? There's lots of little tricks that you can pick up over time, such as how to maintain good audience camera contact, what to do if you get sick, how to set up contingencies for internet outages, because that never happens, how to reduce your nerves, that kind of thing. Instead of spending years picking up these tricks of the trade, you can learn them all in our exclusive ebook, 12 Webinar Secrets. This is another great read, and it's good for beginners and experienced web hosts. It's a $49 value, and it's going into this bundle. And even with the scope of what we're giving you, you never need to worry about being overwhelmed. That's because we're adding our webinar marketing plan. It's a handy, at your fingertips infographic that you can print out and stick on your wall. And it gives you a simple, step-by-step overview of all the crucial elements you need to take care of when you're producing each and every one of your webinars. So you just kind of keep this in eyeshot when you're creating your event, and you won't have to worry about missing anything or doing something in the wrong order. That's very important. And it's a $97 value, and it's also going in. Is that a pretty awesome bundle or what? This is a bulletproof webinar package. It doesn't matter what kind of webinar you're creating or what your level of experience is. This offer has everything that you need. All of the software, all of the training, all of the customer support, all of the templates, and all of the marketing strategies. Oh, and we almost forgot. What about when you want to do webinars where you don't sell? There are lots of webinar styles that will grow your business that you don't need to include a direct offer in. So we've created a special report with 6 smart webinar formats that you can use to boost your brand and your business that doesn't require you to create any specific offer or sales pitch. It's called 6 Fast Ways Webinars Can Grow Your Business, and it's a $97 value, and it's going in. Actually, between you and me, it's called 6 Fast Ways, but it's really more like 20. And what can I say? We just get carried away sometimes. So how much does this amazing stack of bonus training, templates, and advanced strategies, how much is it going to cost you? Well, when you buy the all-new WebinarJam during its introduction to the market, it will cost you nothing. That's right. It's all included with the new WebinarJam, but only for a limited time. You see, we're celebrating the release of the new WebinarJam with an unparalleled offer, the one-time opportunity to lock in the lowest price you'll ever see for the new WebinarJam. The fact is, great service does have a minimum cost, and we've raised our rates twice in the past 24 months. But if you order now, we will lock you in at the current rate. This means you'll secure today's price point and enjoy tomorrow's updates, because we're always improving WebinarJam, evolving it to be the most perfect tool for your needs. So try the all-new WebinarJam. You'll learn what tens of thousands of satisfied WebinarJam customers already know, that you can have the best webinar for the best price. Look, the fact is, you simply can't find a better deal on a better webinar platform than the all-new WebinarJam. You can keep looking if you want, but there's no need. We're so confident of our lead over everyone else that we put their sales materials on our page. Can you believe that this is what they call cutting edge? How can you even have a webinar platform that doesn't work in Microsoft Edge or Mac Safari or Internet Explorer? Whoops, where did I put that download? Or, oh look, thumbnails. Whee! Can you believe these are what they consider competitive prices? Here's the industry leader charging almost $250 per presenter per month on top of what they charge you to use the software. And look at these guys, still twice what we're charging. Get a clue, people. It's this kind of craziness that keeps you from trying out webinars or from making them make financial sense. The all-new WebinarJam lets everybody do webinars. And when we say everybody, we mean everyone. Like our auto mechanic that's teaching auto body repair with webinars. The personal trainer that has virtual kettlebell workouts every Tuesday and Thursday mornings with webinars. I've never been, but I hear they're great. Or the realtor who's showing properties in 3 cities to her favorite clients. This is for you, folks. We're confident that once you try WebinarJam, you're just never gonna look back. But don't take our word for it. Get the software, try it out, perform, educate, excite, sell, and if you don't like it, give it back, completely refunded within 30 days. But you won't, because nothing grows your business. Grows you. like live video. And nobody delivers live video to everybody, for everybody, like the all-new WebinarJam. We're so excited for you to get started. Remember, all of the additional capability, the bonus training, the done-for-you presentations, they're all part of our release celebrating the new WebinarJam. That means they're not going to last forever. So while they're still available, take advantage. Use this page to dig deeper into the new WebinarJam's vast feature set. Explore and compare the new WebinarJam's amazing value and price to other software. And then decide, while it's all available at a bargain, that you might not see again. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the inside.